Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we are strapping on our virtual hard hats for a deep dive into the world of mission-critical industrial supplies.
Hmm.
We're moving far beyond, the simple idea of hardware and looking squarely at the strategic intersection of manufacturing legacy and reliable distribution, which is, frankly, the unsung backbone of global heavy industry.
It really is.
Our mission today is laser-focused. We need to unpack the source materials detailing Keystone Energy Tools and their authorized distributor, peenergy.com. For anyone out there managing operations or procurement in oil and gas, utilities, or heavy industry, our goal is to show how these specialized tools translate directly into real quantifiable gains.
Right. In efficiency, safety.
Exactly, in operational efficiency, safety, and maybe most importantly, supply chain reliability. This is all about removing that friction that costs millions.
That's absolutely right. And when we talk about Keystone's 50-year legacy, we're not just discussing a company. It's more like an institution that has spent half a century designing, manufacturing, and delivering these high-quality oil field tools.
50 years is a long time.
It is. And the depth of the source material shows us that this history gives these components a crucial context. I mean, they've been tested and refined over decades in some of the world's absolute toughest environments.
And here's where the analysis gets, really critical for you listening. The sources position Keystone as a benchmark for innovation. But the real strategic advantage, especially when you're managing tight budgets and even tighter timelines, is that authorized partnership with PE Energy. This isn't just a sales channel. The sources frame it as a commitment that promises unmatched quality, immediate service, and guaranteed value. We have to figure out how they actually deliver on that guarantee.
Which is crucial in these margin-sensitive fields.
Absolutely. So let's jump right into the field and look at the tools themselves. When you talk about the operational spine of the oil field, you have to start with the core product category, handling tools. The emphasis in the source material isn't just on raw strength, but on safety and precision. It's about ensuring that every single lifting and coupling procedure is executed with zero tolerance for failure.
And what's fascinating here is that the high-level quality starts with the components that handle the absolute brutal reality of transport and assembly. Take beckets and bales, for example.
Right.
They might seem straightforward, but they're crafted with these exacting specialized standards for a reason. They have to endure the worst possible abuse. Constant, violent rig-up cycles, over-the-road transport vibration, extreme temperature shifts. I mean, they're engineered to exceed their load limits not just once, but repeatedly over a calculated extended fatigue life.
So we're talking about proprietary steel alloys or specialized certifications that prevent those microfractures during repeated stress cycles, which immediately addresses the biggest pain point.
Catastrophic failure, exactly.
Right, failure during transport or setup.
Precisely. And that attention to engineering detail, it extends to their lifting tools, things like drill pipe elevators and pipe jacks. Keystone isn't just making generic models here.
What's different?
They offer cutting-edge designs, including specialized square shoulder and single-joint options. These tools are tailored for specific drilling programs, built for maximum efficiency and minimum material fatigue to meet the most complex project specs safely.
Okay, now let's talk about the safety components, the ones that are often visible but universally critical. The handling category includes these non-negotiable safety and control components. Safety clamps, slip lifting devices, tubing tongs. These are the tools that let the field teams operate with total confidence.
They allow confidence because they eliminate the guesswork. For this segment, quality isn't just about holding weight, it's about control. A certified safety clamp isn't just strong, it locks precisely every time, preventing that pipe movement that can lead to catastrophic injury.
We've covered the large tools, but here's where the high-wear, high-consequence components come in. The specialty dies and elevator inserts. These small parts, they often take the most incredible punishment, yet they're the easiest to overlook until they fail. And the sources are extremely clear. Quality here is non-negotiable because these components are the literal interface between the tool and the millions of dollars of pipe it's manipulating.
This raises a really important question for any procurement manager listening. Where does a lower quality part cost you the most? It's right here. We're talking about the slip inserts for drill collar, rotary, and casing slips.
The teeth of the operation.
Exactly. They set the standard for gripping durability and performance. If you compromise on the metallurgy or the machining tolerance of a slip insert, you don't just compromise performance, you introduce slippage risk, which causes downtime and can potentially damage expensive pipe strings. The quality of this one small component dictates your replacement cycle and ultimately your long-term cost.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Connecting that material science to operational security. Let's talk about a product that might be overlooked, a real unsung hero, drill pipe float valves. You don't often hear them celebrated, but their role is absolutely mission critical.
They are indeed the unsung heroes, the silent security of the drill string. Their primary function is preventing backflow. And in drilling, this isn't just a technical term. Backflow means uncontrolled pressure from the wellbore, a dangerous condition we call a kick.
Got a kick.
Yeah. If formation fluids or gas surge up the pipe uncontrollably, the entire rig is at risk of a blowout, a disaster.
So the float valve is basically the one-way gate that locks down this pressure when the pump is shut off.
Exactly. Keystone's engineering ensures what the sources call an ironclad seal. This is achieved through meticulous material selection. We're talking high-strength, often proprietary compounds, elastomers, or specialized seating mechanisms that have to resist the extreme abrasion of drilling mud, corrosive fluids, high temperatures, and immense closing pressure.
And a cheap valve.
A cheap valve might leak or stick, turning a routine operation into an emergency. Keystone's design ensures secure and efficient drilling operations. It provides that vital second layer of pressure control.
That deep technical explanation, it clearly ties the engineering directly to the disaster prevention. So moving on to the broader subject of compliance, the sources heavily emphasize that Keystone provides an industry-leading array of equipment. It's designed to ensure both crew safety and regulatory compliance. And we have to look at this not just as a cost center, but as a risk management strategy.
Right. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, in the boardroom and the balance sheet, safety compliance isn't just a moral obligation, it's a critical financial component. Teams using safety products and handling equipment that exceeds North American and international standards.
The ones that come with those impeccable certification dossier.
Yes. They aren't just protecting people. They are dramatically lowering their insurance premiums and liability exposure.
That's a huge point.
Think about it. An audit or an inspection fails because of one non-compliant or questionable piece of handling equipment, and the entire site could be shut down. By investing in certified, over-engineered Keystone equipment, you mitigate the risk of regulatory fines and those catastrophic operational pauses. It links performance directly to flawless audit compliance.
That moves us perfectly into our next section. We've established the quality of the product. Now let's shift focus from the equipment itself to the strategic implications of the partnership. So what does this all mean for the procurement manager focused on their quarterly forecast or the operations director trying to hit production targets?
It means avoiding those crippling supply headaches.
An unplanned, expensive downtime.
That is the strategic leap. We have to translate the feature set into financial strategy. The sources detail two overwhelming financial arguments, starting with uptime. Every minute of unanticipated downtime in oil and gas costs tens, often hundreds of thousands of dollars. And the loss of trust and scheduling integrity is just as severe. Keystone's tools are engineered for the grueling distance, built specifically to end those close enough supply headaches that result in mid-shift failures. They deliver dependable operational hours, not just a product.
But I have to ask, this level of ruggedness and guaranteed quality, especially if we're talking American-made manufacturing, it often comes with a higher initial sticker price than a foreign competitor. How do the sources justify that premium to a seasoned procurement professional looking at their initial CapEx?
That's a critical question, and it shifts the conversation from sticker price to total cost of ownership, TCO.
Okay.
The second argument is cutting those insidious hidden costs. Low-cost competitors, they lure you in, but they stick you with soft, cut-rate steel that forces premature, unscheduled replacement cycles. Since PE Energy is an authorized Keystone distributor, you get the full, warranted, and certified product line. It eliminates those hidden maintenance and emergency procurement costs.
So tools built for the grueling distance, as the source says.
They dramatically slash replacement frequency and the labor costs that go with it, delivering long-term control on every dollar across the tool's multi-year life cycle.
That ability to forecast TCO accurately is gold, and the immediacy of the supply chain itself is often the biggest variable. Let's outline the specific logistical benefits of partnering with PE Energy as the authorized distributor. First, you get no wait-and-see games.
Absolutely. When an operations director specs a tool, they can't afford ambiguity. With PE Energy, you bypass the multi-layered supply chains and the risk of counterfeit parts that plague those unauthorized channels. This partnership ensures immediate access to the full, verified product line and direct fulfillment. It guarantees authenticity and specifications.
And that ties directly into inventory assurance, supply chain stability, especially for critical spare parts like those specialty inserts we talked about. That is a massive competitive asset.
It is. The sources confirm that through this partnership, PE Energy maintains critical safety stock levels tied directly to Keystone's manufacturing output. So the products you spec are the products that arrive on time, intact, and ready for immediate deployment. For an industry that runs 24/7, removing uncertainty from the supply chain is a non-negotiable strategic shield against volatility.
And crucially, they don't just stop at shipping the order. They take on a truly consultative role.
Which is often lacking, right?
Very often.
They absolutely step up as a strategic partner. The offering includes expert-led consultation. So whether you're managing the intense demands of a refinery turnaround where every hour is monitored or ramping up a new frac site, their team provides boot-on-the-ground solutions. This means they help you choose the ideal tools, the right size elevator, the correct float valve pressure rating, without overwhelming you with confusing technical jargon. They get the real-world context of every component they sell.
And finally, that speed advantage. Procurement managers, particularly those handling wholesale industrial projects, they need fast-track custom quotes, not bureaucratic delays.
That speed translates directly into project acceleration. PE Energy's industrial savvy team provides these fast-track custom quotes, often in 15 minutes, not 15 days.
15 minutes.
Think about the impact of that on a major project timeline. When you're waiting weeks for quotes on hundreds of items, that delay just cascades through engineering and scheduling. A 15-minute response dramatically tightens your overall production timeline and gives you the agility to bid and execute complex projects faster than competitors.
So let's bring it all together.
To summarize the core takeaway here, when you're navigating the demanding, risk-laden world of industrial supplies, working with Keystone Energy Tools supplied by PEEnergy.com means you're not merely purchasing a product. You're strategically investing in a half-century legacy of quality, innovation, and unwavering customer support. You are securing long-term certified performance and predictability.
The key lesson for operations and procurement leaders is that in heavy industry, reliability, safety, and efficiency start and end with avoiding compromises deep in the supply chain. This specific partnership grants you direct, certified access to American-made ruggedness and the technical support necessary for mission-critical operations, backed by a history of minimizing liability. So here's the thought we want to leave you with. If choosing the right, perfectly machined slipped die or the correctly engineered float valve can stabilize your entire production timeline for decades, ensuring compliance and preventing hundreds of thousands of dollars in hidden liability and downtime, what other seemingly small, unsung hero component in your specific supply chain might currently be the unrecognized hidden key to massive long-term ROI?
That's a great question.
It really encourages you to look deeper at those low-cost parts that, carry the absolute highest consequence of failure.